Good morning, children. Welcome back to our online classes by Little Scholars Public School. This is Shilpa Patil. Today, we are going to start our fifth chapter from history, and that is religious trends in ancient India. From this chapter, we are going to learn about the different kinds of religions like Jainism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and Zoroastrianism. Towards the end of Vedic period, the minute details of yajna rites acquired undue importance. Only the priestly class had knowledge of those details. Means those who were the priests like the Brahmanas, they only know about this yajna rites and its knowledge. Others no longer had the freedom to gain that knowledge. The Varna system, you can see the yajna rites, only Brahmanas know about it, and the Varna system restrictions became very hard in the course of time. A person's social position was decided by Varna, into which he was born rather than by his achievements. Means Brahmana's son will be Brahmana only, the priest's son will be the priest only, Kshatriya's son will be Kshatriya, Vaishya's son will be Vaishya, and Shudra's son will be Shudra only. Though the person is intelligent, he is getting achievements, but then also by birth, what in which varna it was, the varna will be continued to the child. That is why from the Upanishad period we see that attempts were made to give a wider scope to religious thought and not restrict it only to yajna rites. As we have seen yet before also, the Varna system, first one, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. However, the thought in Upanishads focused on the existence and nature of the soul. It was difficult for ordinary people to understand it. This gave rise to different sects that emphasized the worship of particular deities. For example, the Shaiva sect of Shaiva worshippers and the Vaishnava sect of the worshippers of Vishnu. Like this. Means those were the Shaivas, they worship only Shiva, not any other deity. The worshippers of Vaishnava, the Vaishnava sect people, they worship only to the Vishnu, worshippers of Vishnu. They also will not be worshipped by any other deity. Different Puranas were written with reference to these deities. Certain trends around the 6th century BCE made attempts to express religious thought in such a way that the common man would understand it easily. To understand the common man, that way, in the 6th century, the religious thought also started to understand to the common people. Many people realized that every person is free to find ways of his own upliftment. This led to the establishment of new religions, and those new religions were Buddhism and Jainism. As we know, children, the work of Vardhaman Mahavir and Gautam Buddha is a special importance among the proponents of new thoughts. Means the basic of caste system was removed and the individual upliftment started by these religions. Now, first of all, we are going to learn about the Jainism. Jainism is one of the ancient religions in India. This religion gives importance to the principle of non-violence. Non-violence is the most important in Jainism. According to the Jain tradition, A person who reveals religious knowledge is known as Tirthankar. The person who have or reveals the religious knowledge is known as Tirthankar. There have been 24 Tirthankars in all. How many? 24 Tirthankars, and Vardhaman Mahavir is the 24th Tirthankar in the tradition. Now we are going to learn about the Vardhaman Mahavir from 599 BCE to 527 BCE. There was a Mahajanpada known as Vrijji in what is known as the state of Bihar today. Vrijji now also is there, but it is in Bihar. Its capital was Vaishali. Vardhaman Mahavir was born in Kundagram, a part of Vaishali. His father's name was Siddharth and the mother's name was Trishala. He was Vardhaman Mahavir. Vardhaman Mahavir left his home and all comforts for the attainment of knowledge. He attained enlightenment after 12.5 years rigorous tapa. Very hard tapa he have done in the one or in the jungle. And children, I must tell you that 12.5 years, a very difficult tapa he had done, and that is why he gained the knowledge. This knowledge was pure or keval. Therefore, he also known as Kevali. Means the another name of Vardhaman Mahavir was Kevali. Why? Because he have done the rigorous tapa and gain knowledge. He was called Jinnah or conqueror because joy derived from physical comfort and the discomfort felt due to undesired things had no impact whatsoever on him. The luxurious life as we are now also we are living, like we need fan, we need ACs, these things he left over, and the all comfort also physical and discomfort also felt. That is why he is known as Jinnah. The term Jain derives from the word Jinnah. Jinnah, there were 24 Tirthankars as I told you. Tirthankars are also known as Jinnahs. The Jinnah means one who has conquered inner passion like desire and hatred. Means we should not hate to anybody and we must have to love to everyone. Vardhaman said to be Mahavir because he had resilience, the courage to conquer all passions. After the attainment of knowledge, he preached about 30 years to explain the essence of religion to people. After that, gaining the knowledge, after that he preached to the people, gave suggestions and explained the essence of religion to the common man. To make it easy for people to understand it, he spoke to them in Ardhamagadi, a people's language. Ardhamagadi, in those time period, Ardhamagadi was the mother tongue of common man. The religion that he expounded laid stress on good conduct. The essence of his teachings for good conduct is contained in the 5 great vows, that is called Panchamahavratas. These are the Panchamahavratas: not to injure life, not to lie, not to steal, not to acquire property, not to lead immoral life. Means the moral values also have to be in us. The ultimate goal to free our soul from its bondage of karma. Karma, I explained it in previous video. That way, through these 3 jewels, or which is called Triratna. Triratna, the main 3 ratnas were Samyak Darshan, that is rational perception, Samyak Jnan, rational knowledge, and Samyak Charitra, which is called rational conduct. Panchamahavratas, the five great vows were, these are the five vows means are the rules which have to be followed by the Jainism, especially who followed the Jain religion. To them it is strictly should be. First of all, ahimsa, that is non-violence. No living being should be hurt or injured or harmed through one's behavior. Second one is satya or truth. Every speech and action should be true only. The third one is asteya. Asteya means non-stealing. Asteya means theft. Taking what belongs to others without their consent or without asking them is the theft or stealing. Asteya means not stealing anything. Steya, stealing. Non-stealing, asteya. Aparigraha or non-attachment. Man tends to accumulate property due to greed. Aparigraha means not hoarding or accumulating anything in this way. Attachment should not be there. Aparigraha, that is called non-attachment. Brahmacharya or chastity. It means living bodily pleasures and following the vows. These vows should be followed by the Jain people in any kind of condition in their life. As we know, children, in our life many phases are there, but then also we must have to follow these five great vows which are taught by Vardhaman Mahavir. Triratna or the three jewels. Children, these ratnas or jewel, why it called? Because these things are more precious than the diamonds or the pearls likewise. That is why it is called as jewels. The three jewels are the three principles. These principles are Samyak Darshan or right faith, Samyak Jnan or right knowledge, and Samyak Charitra as right conduct. Samyak means balanced, means balanced darshan, balanced jnan yani knowledge, and balanced charitra yani conduct. Essence of his teachings, this Samyak Jnan, Samyak Darshan, and Samyak Charitra. Essence of his teachings: among the teachings of Mahavir, Anekantvad is considered to be very important in the quest for truth. Children, how we know the thing is really true or not? For that, we must have to take these kinds of tests, or we also have to respect of others' opinions. It means pluralism or multiple viewpoints. In our quest for truth, if we focus on only one or two aspects or viewpoints and draw conclusions, the whole truth is not known. That is why we must have to know the reason behind it and have to find out what is the really truth. For example, I am telling you this example, children. Bunch of politically ignorant software professionals' perception about real politics, or this kind of elephant, these all are blind people. Blind people, for one elephant, how many kinds of opinions are there? You can see one of the person is saying it's a wall, to its stomach. For its tail, one of the person is saying it's a rope, it's a tree. Likewise, different kinds of opinions they are telling. That way, for one thing, many kinds of opinions can be there. Therefore, it is necessary to pay attention to all aspects of an issue. If people follow this, they develop tolerance towards the opinions of other people in the society and give up the attitude of stubborn adherence to their own opinions. Vardhaman Mahavir taught the people that the greatness of man does not depend on his varna but on his excellent conduct. As I told you, children, the varna system, how it was, that way the Brahmana's son will be the Brahman. That way the greatness of a particular person is not depend on his varna, but it should be depend on his excellent conduct. In the Vedic tradition, the doors of knowledge had slowly been closed to women, but Vardhaman Mahavir gave a right of sannyas. Sannyas ashram, as we have seen in the previous video. That way, before it was not allowed it for the women to take sannyas, but Vardhaman Mahavir gave the permission to the women to take sannyas, the right to renounce the world to women too. His teachings were love all living things, have compassion towards all living beings, respect for all living beings is non-violence. These are his teachings. He preached that truth and clean living were the properties in life, priorities in life, as was non-violence. Till today, Jains do not even harm a fly or a mosquito. True Jains, those are Jains, tie a cloth around their nose. Like nowadays, as we are using the masks, likewise they are using from that time period. Those who are truly Jain or following the Jainism, so as not to breathe in or destroy living organisms in the atmosphere. As small particles, very small organisms are there in the atmosphere. So if we breathe, it should not be get in our mouth or by the nose. That way they are putting the mask type of cloth on their mouth. Vardhaman Mahavir is a great personality. He was a great personality, and his main teaching was live and let live. Jio or Jeene Do. Thank you very much, children, for watching this video. I hope all of you understand this.